Hi guys, this is the startup of my Toyan P407. I have run it the other day, but it's not changing gear. So the Revo gearbox, I've had the gearbox out and it was well gummed up. Looked like it had water in it, so I'll give it a good clean up. The little cam that operates the gears, I'm sure you know these work. There's a little cam that springs out, engages in the bigger gear. But that was very sticky and I cleaned it all out. It was only a second-hand gearbox, so obviously it needed a little bit of work. But I haven't actually run it again since, but I've geared it down because it was kind of stuck in top gear and the speed of it was like ridiculous really. It still pulled away really quick, and this engine is kind of really on song. It sounds absolutely lovely. So I'll give it a quick start up in a minute. What I've done is I've actually geared it down now. So I've put, instead of running a 16 clutch belt, I've put on there now a 15. But it caused a bit of a headache because I had to sort of alter the engine mounts, not the engine mounts, the Revo gearbox mounts. I had to alter them to move it over. It was quite a lot. You had to go over almost like 2.5 mil. Now, so I had to elongate the slots again and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And even I had trouble putting a tank in because it had actually moved over. I couldn't get the tank bracket in, you know, it had just gone over so far. But now I should have a terrific range of different types of clutch bells and things I can mix. But I tell you what, I did like the speed of it. I mean, I don't know what it would have climbed like or anything, but I did like the speed of it. And I think, you know, if it changes from first to second, it's going to be quite good. So I've only geared it down a little bit. The only thing with it is, it likes to, when you turn it, it kind of likes to go on two wheels. I've called it a few times. I didn't want to damage the cam cover on the engine, but it drives beautiful. I mean, it drives really, really nice. But you know, like I say, with the big tyres and that, she does want to go over, but the brakes are good, you know, and it's kind of, even when it was in top gear, it was actually trying to spin the back wheels, and this was on like concrete, it was trying to spin the back wheels. So I think in first gear, if I can get it to go into first gear, I mean, I've not tried it yet, I've just put it in together, but I thought I'd just do a little movie of it starting up and, you know, just let you hear what it sounds like. So I'm going to hit the button there, hopefully she'll start. Well, I'm sitting here now with a face full of nitro fuel and smoke, but I still love the smell of it because I'm running this on caster, so it's got that lovely smell like when you used to go, you was a kid and you went to roast tracks or you were scrambling on motocross. It's got that lovely smell. But like I say, she starts up straight away and the exhaust sounds like quite nice. I think I've shown you what I've done to it, kind of. I don't know if you can. What I've done is I made like a little can on the back and I've secured that on the two chassis rails. I think you can see that just there. So, you know, I've got that quite neat on there, and I was really pleased the way I managed to bend the pipe. You know, it's not an easy thing to do. A lot, you know, like I told you, I went through so many bits of pipe, but I'm very pleased with the outcome of it. And she sounds lovely. It's got a lovely tone, and you know, when you drive it away from you, you can see the two plumes of smoke come out exhaust, you know, because it smokes, you know, a fair old bit. But I'm running it very rich because I want to try and run this in, you know, the best I can. So I'm not going to start revving it and see if I can change gear yet. I'm going to just take it out and gently undo the screw again, because when I did take the cam out, the spring had been like compressed. You know, someone had screwed it right down and compressed the spring on the cam. So what I've actually done is I've managed to just stretch the spring slightly, and the cam feels really nice now. It drops under its own weight, and it feels really good. So, you know, it's kind of, I'm looking forward to trying to get the body fitted now. I'm kind of trying to do the same as what Dennis does. It kind of hinges it from the front here, so it sort of comes up from there. So I'm going to try and do something like that. I think I've got to cut a little bit of the interior out to clear the mixture screw here. But the other thing with this engine as well is, I don't see that, but I mean, where are you? Right, this sump normally, if I get it on a side view, right, this here, under here, this sump here is normally soaked with oil. On my other engine, it's very oily because it leaks, but this one is bone dry. It has a tiny little weep on the back, but it's bone dry. And I've had it apart because I've replaced the big end bearing with a bronze bush like I did on the other one. So I don't know what's different between this one and the other one. It's exactly the same, supposedly, but this one don't leak any oil, and it's so nice not to, you know, have the bottom of the car sprayed with oil, and every time you pick it up, you know, it's kind of like slippery, and you know, times I've nearly dropped it, and it doesn't even, there's nothing on the belt, so the fan is working really well. So you know, everything's kind of working well on it, and so the only thing I've got to do now is get the body on it, find some way of doing it, and then obviously, like I said before, the dreaded cutting out of the bonnet. I'm so not looking forward to doing that. I've tried to think of any other way. I've got a little Dremel and I've practiced on some plastic, you know, but it tends to burn it. So it's really got to be done with a knife, and you know, that's going to be a tough job. I might try and sort of double side a steel rule, you know, like a small one and flexible steel rule on each side, and try and just go down the groove so it's impossible to slip. You know, I've been thinking a lot of different ways of doing it, but you know, I'm not looking forward to that. That's going to be the last thing I do, I'll tell you. And if I keep all my fingers, that will be a big bonus. But looking down here, this is the breather. Now, when I first run this engine, this was coming out black. It's obviously running the engine in, and now if you can see that, I mean, it's dropped there. It's coming out clearer. On my other truck, this comes out crystal clear. It's just like pure oil from the caster, and this is what I plan to run back up into the top of the cam cover there. But I'm not doing it yet because it's still running in and it's still coming out slightly black. You know, when that comes out clean, I'm going to pull it up into the top, and I'm going to you know, do like Dennis has done. We discussed it before. I don't know if Dennis has actually quite run his one yet, but you know, the gasket up here is not fantastic, and I think if we get too much oil in here, that it's going to actually leak out. It's kind of, it'd be lovely to have the oil in there, but if it starts coming out everywhere, that's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But you know, I'm waiting to see how Dennis gets on with it, because it is a pain having to keep grease that, you know, taking the top off and grease it, and I'm sure the grease seems to sort of fly off the cams. It don't actually stay on there, so you know, the oil will be a kind of better setup. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you tonight is that I've been saving up, yes, you guessed it, for a V4 engine. I know Dennis is getting one. I know Steve at RC Tanks 24/7, he's got one. So I thought I might as well sort of join them, but I don't really know what I'm going to put it in yet. I've got some ideas. But I've been on to Engine DIY and talked to my friend Lucas there. It was really helpful, and you know, he seems keen for me to do a build on on that V4. Now, I don't know whether they're going to have the same issue with the con rods, whether they're running bronze bushes in the end of the con rods, or whether they're running you know, their bearings in there. I don't know, but I won't run it. I will, you know, strip it down first, and if it has got them little bearings in the con rod, I will change them straight away, because you know, it can do a lot of damage. You know, I'm hoping that they will kind of change it and go over to a con rod with a bronze bush in the bottom, because you know, that's what 95% of engines, model engines are, you know, car engines, you know, or you got shells or something like that. You don't normally have a ball race in the bottom, especially that small, because, you know, it's just takes so much punishment, you know, especially in a V4. But now I've heard also the V4 runs very hot. I'm not sure. I don't think they do a water cooled one. I'm not sure, but you know, I don't know. Obviously, again, if it leaks oil and gets on the fan belt or something like that, it might not be. So I was kind of thinking of making sort of something like a sort of hot rod thing, you know, so the engine's actually out in the open, and, you know, with the big wheels on the back, and, you know, the little front wheels, you know, typical American type hot rod. But it would have to be a mega build, because I'd probably have to build all the chassis and everything myself. But, you know, that's on the back burner at the moment, and I'm, you know, looking forward to, you know, I've almost got enough money now to buy it, and you know, I'm looking forward to actually getting that in a, you know, get another build going. But, you know, I've got to finish this one off first, and I've had so many other things to do lately that I've not really been getting on with much. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now, because I can hardly breathe out here with the smoke. So I'm going to open my garage doors and breathe again, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys.